Hello my dears, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. Today I've got another spoiler-free review to share with you guys, and today we are talking about When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. Now, let me tell you, I've heard people talking about Nat Cassidy for the past couple of years at least. I saw Jordaline do a review on Mary where she was obsessed. She loved it so much. I've heard people talk about Nestlings. And for whatever reason, I just haven't gotten around to reading those yet, even though they're on my list to be read. But when I saw this one on NetGalley, I grabbed it because I was like, this is the time. Now is my time to jump in and discover Nat Cassidy. And holy shit. Boy, did I. This book, I know it's crazy to say in March, but I feel like this is going to be one of my top favorites of the year. This book, now, it's tough because this has to be a spoiler-free review because the book doesn't come out until April 22nd. So I gotta be careful what I say here, but I want to say so much. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a brief synopsis and then share my thoughts, and then we're going to have to call it a day. Anyway, so basically, this is the story of a woman named Jessa, and she's kind of an out-of-work actress in Los Angeles who works at a diner. She's recently lost her dad. And when I say lost her dad, like, she lost her dad a long time ago. But he's now died. But he hasn't been a part of her life for her entire life, pretty much. She's close with her mom. And she's doing the best she can on the day-to-day. Anyway, one night she comes home from her job at this diner. And she finds a little boy, a little 5-year-old boy, kind of hiding outside of her apartment. And she takes him in. And she tries to, at first she's trying to figure out, like, where his parents are. But after that, just based on the way the child's acting, she's like, okay, something is off here. Something's off. And then she sees a man out in the courtyard of her apartment building, and she kind of pieces together that he's that boy's father. And she gets bad vibes from him. And then something happens. I won't say what, but there's carnage happens in this courtyard. And her and this little boy, they hit the road. And they are basically running for their lives. And so almost the entirety of this book is her and this little 5-year-old boy on the run. And as they're running, things are really spooky. And she begins to piece together that this little boy has some sort of powers that she doesn't understand. And so they're on the road, and she's trying desperately to keep him safe. The story kind of cycles through a few different points of view, mainly hers, but then we also get the point of view from a cop in little bits, and also from the dad in little bits. And this story hit me so hard in ways I wasn't expecting. There were many times I was crying. It's scary, but it's also a story of grief. And I love when horror and grief commingle in a story. To me, those are the two types of, like, the genre and the feeling that mix the best together. It just works so well. So it's scary, and it's it's heart-wrenching, and it will get you in ways that you just don't expect. And it's about fear, and it's about family, and it's about finding your place in the world, and it's about trying to navigate difficult situations. And they're like the sort of twists and turns that the book takes you on are so masterfully done. Like, Nat Cassidy is just a brilliant storyteller, if this book is any indication. And I can't wait to go back and read Mary and Nestlings and Rest Stop and anything else he's written. It was a really special book. And I laughed and I cried and I was scared, and it's violent. There are parts that are very, like, there are I don't want to say too much, but like there are parts that are outrageously violent, and you're like, oh, like it kind of pushes you back, like a hand to your chest pushing you back, this violence that you're witnessing. But then it's also so soft and so tender, and there's this little 5-year-old boy kind of at the center of the whole story who you just want to love and protect. And I loved every minute of this book, every minute of it. At first I was kind of reading, and I will tell you this, it's also a bit of a werewolf story, but not in the way that you would ever anticipate it to be. I can't even say more than that without saying too much. But anyway, as I was saying, I kind of started reading and I was like, okay, like I was into it. The story's easily readable. But I was just kind of, coasting along until all of a sudden I got punched in the face in the best possible way. So like I said, this comes out April 22nd. So you need to mark your calendar if you love, first of all, Nat Cassidy. If you've read his other books and you loved them, this one. I say this without having read his other ones, but I'm sure. I feel confident saying that. Because, yeah, this was so good. So good. And so mark your calendars, April 22nd. And if you go and read it, come back and tell me what you thought. Please. So good. So good. Like this is one that I know that's going to stick with me for a long time. And it's funny because I don't read werewolf novels, even though, like I said, this is different. It's not in the way you'd expect. But I also read Mongrels by Stephen Graham Jones like a few weeks ago, and that one's also one that I know is going to stick with me for a long time. So maybe I love werewolf novels and never knew because I never read them. But both of those are like kind of different than what you'd expect from a werewolf novel, she says, without ever having read any other werewolf novel. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I just had to hop on here real quick and share this book with you. The cover's creepy. Love it. Love it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. As always, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.